Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny. I talk about random things that pop into my head, and today's going to be a sad one. So this video might not be for everybody. I'll talk about my daughter, and she lost her cat this weekend. He is not with us any longer. And this is the same daughter that just a couple days ago, or not too long ago, I was saying was graduating. She went and got back she went and got her GED, and she's got a lot of good things looking up in her life. But you know, life is like that. It's ups and downs. And she had to make a decision that was really, really hard, and she's having a hard time. So this past weekend, was the Persian New Year. Her father's family's Persian. And her father were supposed to go to her grandmother's house to celebrate. And her cat started acting strange. And so she decided not to go. And she's very dependent on her father. And so he went because she had taken the cat to the vet. He had lost some weight. She took the cat to the vet. They did blood tests and said they would have the results by Monday, which is actually tomorrow. And she just decided to stay behind to be with the cat, but she told her dad to go ahead and go, so he went. Well, the next day they called her back and said that some of the blood tests came back and said that he had kidney disease, and he was an older cat. He's 14. So her dad's 5 hours away. I'm all the way down here in Georgia. And neither one of us were actually there with her. And her dad got a friend from his church to go be with her when she took the cat to the veterinarian. He did do that. And she took him, and she put him to sleep. And, you know, now she's in that period afterward where she's mourning the loss of her pet and going through all the different stages. Like, what did she do wrong? How could she have made it better for him? And she's so sad, of course. And she lives alone. She doesn't have children. She's not married. She has her own apartment. And so her apartment right now is feeling very lonely to her. And she, you know, of course misses her cat. And it's barely been a day and a half as of the time that I'm recording this, you know. And she went through a little stage where she was blaming her dad because he left. But she had said that it was okay for him to go, you know. And nobody expected it to be this bad. Nobody expected that the results were going to come back with something devastating. So, you know, he's feeling bad, but it wasn't his fault. It really wasn't. And, you know, it wasn't her fault either. The cat was an old cat. He developed a condition that was fatal, and she had to make a hard decision that was best for the cat. And now she's suffering that. And I had to tell her that this was the best decision to make for the cat. You know, sometimes when we're in positions of authority or responsibility, we have to make decisions that are hard and painful, but it's the best thing for everybody involved. And in this case, it was the cat. You know, he's not suffering anymore, and she doesn't have to watch him deteriorate further. And, you know, it was an act of kindness. It wasn't a selfish act that she did for him. It was something that she did that was best for him. And her dad did the best that he could from afar. You know, he found somebody that would be supportive and help her through it so she wouldn't be totally alone. And everybody was available to her. Her grandmother, too, talked to her through this, you know. But everybody was there for her when she needed some advice or she needed to talk through it. And we still are, because she's not over it yet. Like I said, it's only been a couple days and it's going to take time. And of course, we're talking to each other as well, because all of us love her and know the cat, and understand what it's like to go through something painful when you have to make decisions. And my mother-in-law said something poignant, and I think I've heard it before. Maybe you have too, but she said, the price of love is grief. And how true that is, grief is painful. It takes you a long time to get over that initial feeling of loss and that deep sorrow. But eventually, I guess you want to say it softens. I don't think that it ever really, really goes away. I know when I think about the loss in my own life, people that I've loved that are no longer here, I'm not wailing and crying like I was when it first happened, but there's still that sense of loss that person had in my life. There's that space that they filled that nobody else is going to be able to fill. You can know a lot of people, but each person that you care about is special and different, or animal in this case. Each one is special and different. She'll never have another cat that's like that one, just like she'll never have another mother like me or a father like her father, and I'll never have another daughter that's like her or my other daughter or my son. Everybody has their own special place in this world and in the lives that we touch, and we love them, and they're here for a portion of time. It's never permanent. And sometimes when they go, you may feel like it's your fault. I know Ray and my son-in-law both had to make decisions about humans in their life that were on life support and whether or not they should let them go. And there's a tremendous amount of guilt that comes with that. Did you do the right thing? And I think that when we're making life and death decisions for people or creatures, and your heart is in the right place, it's not malicious, it's not an act of violence, it's an act of love. That you're allowing that person to be released from whatever suffering that they're enduring at the moment, to go to a place that's not painful any longer. That's my feelings on it. I do believe in an afterlife. So that's how I find comfort, and that's how I help the people who have had to make decisions like that. I just remind them that they did not do it out of selfishness or any kind of malice. That they did it because they love this person or this animal, and it was a kindness. And of course it hurts. Of course it hurts. And it's going to hurt more the more you love somebody. And they are hard decisions to make. It's very hard to let go, because the reality is our selfishness wants to keep them here with us. But the greater love is to let them go when it's time.